Oh, what's up, everybody? We have some Thursday night football. Super excited. Fantasy Farm Sports. Woke up feeling dangerous. All that good stuff. I figure I'd come on here and give the subscribers something to look at. You guys, I'll give you guys some information on a Thursday night, right? Sometimes I do things on Facebook, but I wanted to give you guys some premier information since you've been so good, all 61 of you, to click the subscribe button. You get a little bit of extra information and it feels good for everybody. As always, guys, Gridiron Man Cave is one of the greatest sponsors that you can have. Go to gridironmancave.com for all your man cave football needs. I know you don't need more stuff, but if you bring some more stuff in there, you might pick up something every once in a while. Like, hey, guys, look, this is pretty cool. Where'd you get that? We got it from gridironmancave.com. Go over there and you'll pick up some fun stuff too. Helmets, football accessories, everything that you could want to put in your man cave at Gridiron Man Cave. All right, let's get into some Thursday night football. Guys, it's real soon. Okay, first of all, I just want to come over here. It's breaking, it's special edition, it's all that good stuff. 7:04, it starts at 8:15. So if you're lucky enough, you can come in here and get to view this. It's Tampa Bay, and I'm a big Baker Mayfield guy. Okay, I'll just tell you that right off the bat. That way we can get our feelings out of the way, right? Because they don't matter. It's football. You can like a guy and he's having a great season. And I said he was fantastic 2 years ago when no one else called it. But we're talking about tonight. It's the Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Atlanta is -1.5, and the money line is -125, depending on where you get it. It all depends on where you get that line. If you can get the 2.5, good for you. I'm not sure if it's going to play. Okay, and I know that you're sitting there going, "Whoa, the Bucks! They killed the Lions. They killed the Eagles. They're just a bunch of murder. They'll kill everybody." But let's slow down for a minute, okay? Because they've had the Eagles number. Okay, the Eagles don't know what to do against Tampa. It's they go down there, they get stuck in the heat. Game time temperature was about a 110, right? Tampa Bay Buccaneer players are used to that stuff. The Eagles weren't. They got absolutely slaughtered. Okay. Oh, they went up to Detroit. They traveled well. Detroit played well too, but they just didn't capitalize on some things they needed to do. So we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. You know, Tampa's going to the Super Bowl, but let's pump the brakes. A lot of injuries, and that really matters on Thursday night, right? You can, if you get a couple extra days, you get the opportunity to rest, to get those ice baths, right? To, get extra work done to your body. But if you don't, you're going out there and it could be one hit and you're done. Injuries for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's how it looks. Antoine Winfield, safety, out. He's not playing. He hasn't played in a couple weeks. He won't be playing tonight. Out. Trey Palmer, wide receiver, out. Jalen McMillan, wide receiver, out. That's that rookie out of Washington. Will not be playing tonight. Khalil Kancey, defensive lineman, really important to the interior, out. Luke Getke, offensive tackle, has been out for a couple weeks. He'll be out again tonight. Are you noticing a theme here? A lot of important players on Tampa Bay out. Vita Vea, maybe out. Game time decision. I mean, if you don't have him, this line should be at 5. There are Cameron Johnson, wide receiver, out. Tight end, O'Keefe, out. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possible players on the sideline for Tampa. I mean, I like Baker Mayfield, but he's going to have what? Rashad White to throw to, Cade Otton to throw to, Mike Evans to throw to, Godwin. That's it. There's not a lot of weapons there. On a short week, exhausted from the heat from the game that you just played before against Philadelphia when you had 110 game time temperatures. I know they're athletes and they got to bounce back and get over it, but that's a lot to overcome. Atlanta, on the other hand, looks like they may be missing Bijan Robinson. A little banged up. I get it. They work him a lot now. Last year, they worked him too little. Maybe they're working him too much now. Bijan Robinson, there's a couple other no-namers, and the no-namers come off the bench for Atlanta. So it's Bijan Robinson's your highlight. That's it. There's nothing special going on for Atlanta. Atlanta's way healthier. Okay. I get it. Look at the line, look at the talent. If you were to take both of these teams and give them the full time off and give them full health, I think Tampa has no problem. But there's too much for me. I think there's too much for them to overcome tonight. You know, on Thursday night, you have to understand it's secondary players night anyway. It's not, we start all of our guys because we have to. You're going to start a Mike Evans. You're not sitting Mike Evans. What are you going to do? Sit Mike Evans for an Xavier Worthy? Maybe not a bad mood because Rasheed Rice is gone. Now we're into the fantasy portion of the show, guys, in case you were wondering, right? It's always secondary players night. It's never the prettiest girl. It's always the runner up on Thursday night. They get to showcase what they have. I don't believe that you're going to see. By the way, Atlanta's defense stacked. Atlanta can absolutely smash it. Atlanta's got a really good defense, and they're healthy. Health is everything. I mean, I talk to older people all the time, and health is a big deal, right? Health is what you need to keep continuing to produce in life. All right, how about that? You got to be healthy. Otherwise, you don't have a great opportunity to do things. All right, let's get to some guys that are healthy and are going to be playing. I think on the Tampa side, Baker will figure something out. He's going to work hard. I hope he doesn't take too many hits because he doesn't like to lose. Rachaad White, I think, plays a part in the screen game. I think Atlanta knows the problems with Tampa's offensive line because they have some of their own. Atlanta's offensive line is not all put together itself, but it's almost looking in the mirror. And if you're going to be looking in the mirror, you have to understand what they're going to. So they're going to be bringing a lot of pressure. I think Rachaad White does well in the screen game, not so much running the ball. I do believe that Chris Godwin will have his average, right? 7 receptions, 87 yards. If you have him in a PPR league, he set it and forget it. You have to play Chris Godwin tonight. Mike Evans, it might not be one of his nights. By the way, he's wishy-washy anyway. Sometimes Mike Evans plays, and sometimes he's the decoy. I think Mike Evans is probably the decoy tonight. For this person that's watching, I'll tell you. I think Mike Evans could be the decoy tonight. I actually like Cade Otton. Cade Otton, Baker's been trying to work him in more and more as the season goes on. I know there's nothing sexy about Cade Otton, and he'll probably drop 3 passes out of the 6 that are thrown to him. But one could get in the end zone. And if one gets in the end zone, then you're good. Then you've done exactly what you need to do, and that's get 6 to 10 points out of your tight end. They're not all Laportas or Kincaids or Kelseys or Ingram, whenever he comes. They're not all perfect tight end players, okay? Sometimes 6 to 10 is pretty nice. Again, we're talking secondary players, right? Guys that could really catapult your team heading into the weekend. For Atlanta, okay, for the Falcons, I really like 2 sleepers, right? We talked about poor offensive line. I want them to be better. They're just not. And they're not going to get better overnight. And, between Sunday and getting prepared, and this is kind of an overnight game. It feels like that anyway. We've got Ray McCloud. Ray McCloud. Ooh, he sounds like a character in a movie. And he is a character. He believes he's really good, and he plays with his heart on his sleeve. So Kirk Cousins obviously likes him. He's a character. He's a bit of an oddball like Kirk, and he gets him the ball and he fights for yards. There's nothing not to like about Ray McCloud. He runs those intermediate routes, and when Kirk has to move a little bit, Ray's there. He's a safety blanket, and he understands, for better or worse, that Kirk doesn't have a lot of time back there. The other guy, besides Ray, that they've been trying to get the ball to as much as they can, because he's another short down slot receiver, and it's Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney was a mainstay in Chicago. The Bears couldn't figure it out. He maybe still can't figure it out. They have trouble sometimes. But I like Darnell Mooney tonight, and I like Ray McCloud as your wide receiver sleepers because that Atlanta line is not good, and Todd Bowles will be bringing the blitz no matter who he has. I understand that he doesn't have his full unit out there, and he's going to bring pressure. Falcons O-line is terrible, so they'll have to pass fast. That's one of my notes. I read that right from the paper. I think Bijan Robinson gets work, and I think he gets a ton of work. But I don't know if he gets a touchdown or not. I think the touchdown might escape him. You, look, I'm starting him in my leagues. You got to start him in yours. You're not sitting Bijan Robinson. People think you have something wrong with your brain. But I will tell you that I think Tyler Algier gets a touchdown. I think whatever's wrong with Robinson, maybe it's a dinged up leg. I don't think they're giving him goal line. I think the goal line idea, the thought on a Thursday is gone. We're not goal lining him. It's not going to happen. So I think Algier could be the touchdown guy, 5, 6, 3-ish yards out. I think Atlanta could give him the carries on the goal line. I think that's what happens because, again, we can't leave Thursday night more banged up than we already were when we walked in. That's not what you're going to want to happen. By the way, it's a divisional game. You want to win, but we got a whole season ahead of us, and it's long, and it's coming, healthy or not. My pick tonight, and it breaks my heart to tell you guys because I'm a Baker guy. I like the Bucs. They're a fun team. I'm wearing the colors. But I will tell you, I think it's a Falcons game. That's where my money is. They're the healthier team. It's more important for them to win. Hey, it's a home game. They're 2-2. The Bucs are 3-1. I'm not saying teams want to drop any games. You want to win every single game. But this game is really important to the Falcons because if they drop to 2-3, it feels like a 2-horse race in that division between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I'm going to ride with the Atlanta Falcons tonight. That is Jack Stache's pick from Fantasy Farm Sports. Guys, enjoy your Thursday night football. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll talk some more sports as we always do. Guys, like, share, subscribe. Repeat with me. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your Thursday night football.